are back with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. I'm in a haze at the moment. I don't know what time it is. I don't know what day it is. Well, I do know what day it is, but I didn't know until about 15 minutes ago. I don't know whether we're still in lockdown here. I think we're still in lockdown. I don't know how much longer we're in lockdown for. It doesn't really matter to me anymore. I'm in a personal lockdown. My day consists of waking up, changing nappies, feeding people, and cleaning shit. They're pretty much my most hated things to do. Cleaning shit was never high on the agenda of things I wanted to do with my life. Yellowy, mustardy shit that has this weird smell. I don't even know what the smell is. It's like protein powder mixed with egg, mixed with wheat, buckwheat. And then I'm just cooking and feeding people, which is also another thing I don't like doing. Usually I deliberately cook shit so I don't have to cook. Nah, I never deliberately cook shit. I just cook shit because I try too hard. Like when I cook, I have no concept of like balance. I just think more is going to taste better. That's how simple I am. More is better. I don't know why I do it, but when I cook, I just have to throw more shit in all the time. And it ends up completely fucking the dish. Like I'll just throw all the salt in. I'll throw all the garlic in. I just think more's better. And my wife's been showing me how to cook some of these Indian dishes to cook for her. That's why she's showing me. Like I'm doing all the work, but she's showing me. And she's one of the best Indian cooks I've ever fucking tasted. She is probably the best Indian cook I've ever tasted. And she shows me how much of the ingredients you're meant to put in. Like just a little sprinkle of cinnamon. I'd be like a fucking tablespoon. Half a cup of cinnamon. Just throw it in. Just half a teaspoon of garam masala. I would have just put a heaped tablespoon in. That's my go-to when I'm cooking. Everything gets an even amount. It's an even amount of too much. So yeah, that's what I'm doing at the moment. My wife is teaching me how to cook for her. And then afterwards, while she's eating, I just clean the dishes. It's the fucking best. But she's all good, the baby's all good, and the other kid's fucking, I don't know. He's just doing his thing. The last 10 days have just been a fucking blur, to be honest with you. The first couple of weeks to the first month of having a fucking newborn, it's just like fucking trying to get into some sort of routine. It's just trying to find some pattern that you can work around where you're both going to be fucking sane. Especially when there's no one around. There's fucking no one around here. No one can come visit. You're still not allowed 5Ks away from your fucking house and all the borders are shut down. I don't even know when that ends now. But I feel like sitting in a pub. I feel like going to a pub, being surrounded by booze, watching the fucking sports on TV, hearing some cunts yell. I want to hear some stupid arguments. I want to see someone get punched. I want to go to a rough, rowdy fucking bar and see some shit happen. I want to go to a pub with the poker machines and I want to see someone lose their entire COVID-19 allowances in a single night as soon as the poker machines open back up. I don't know how long it will even take Melbourne to get back to that. Psychologically, I think Melbourne is just fucking spooked now. People aren't going to want another fucking outbreak to happen, so people are going to keep it real fucking low profile because lockdowns will be looming over everyone's heads again. As soon as people start getting a little bit rowdy again, the fat fuck who runs this state will come on the TV and go, listen, there's been an outbreak in the housing commissions in West Melbourne where all the African refugees live. Everyone will get angry at Africans again. And now that they can use that anytime they want, it's just going to come out all the time. Anyway, that's Melbourne. That's life in Melbourne now. Not that it matters to me. I'm a prisoner in my own home now. There's no more a fucked up Friday than that. But that is what today is. I found out about 15 minutes ago. I'm like, fuck, it's Friday. It's fucked up Friday. I can't bring the entire world down. I'm here to lift spirits. That's what fucked up Friday's about. If you're not gonna fucking quit drinking, listen to a story from one of your fellow fuck-ups and be inspired to get out there and do your thing. So this week the story was sent in by one of the fucking lads over there in the UK. Are you in lockdown now? I heard a couple of weeks ago you were going back into lockdown and all I see is comedians doing gigs fucking everywhere in the UK. It seems like paradise over there. So this story is a fucking deluxe story. That was a code word for the person who sent it in, so he can say to his mates, see, it is my story. and still remain anonymous because that's what I do. I protect people here. This is like WikiLeaks for degenerates, and I'm Julian Assange, but I'm in the Bolivian embassy fucking the Indian maid. All right. Thank you for your story. Thanks for sending it in. If you want to send in a fucked up story, send it in to my social media. I'm Boyle Comedy on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Send in some real fucked up stories. The more fucked up, the better. The more fucked up they are, the more I feel. It's like cutting for me. I read them and I feel. All right, let's get into this one. Okay, it was my sister's wedding day. My brother-in-law is from South London and a load of his mates were there. They're all into football and they are what I would call lads. I fucking love lads. Shout out to the lads out there. We have lads over here too, but it's more the boys. The lads, the boys. Yeah, the boys. The lads and the boys should meet up for more drinking sessions. Anyway, the day was great. My sister looked beautiful. That is irrelevant. Unless you're going to send this to your sister, then it is relevant. But who knows? She could have looked fucked. I'm just going to take your word for it. She looked beautiful. Because I've seen a lot of marriages and I'm like, who the fuck is that bitch getting married to my mate? Who let that bitch out of the cage? But I will take your word for it that she looked beautiful. Why else would you put it into this story unless she did? Okay, let's continue. And it was a happy occasion. My sister looked beautiful and it was a happy occasion. After the ceremony, we got on with the drinking. I was on the booze all afternoon and was feeling really good. Dancing with my wife, dancing with anyone who was up for it. The party went on until late and the booze kept flowing. One of the bridesmaids kept buying me shots and for some reason kept buying them for my dad too. He wasn't interested, so I had his as well. I know why your dad didn't have the shots, because he's like, if I have a couple of these shots, that fucking bridesmaid is in trouble. By the time the evening had come to a close, I was hammered. Me, my wife, my sister and her husband and a few other guests decided to go to a bar, which was in another part of the hotel, to carry on with the party. Me and my wife sat at the bar drinking gin, reflecting on the day. You're a man after my own heart. A double gin and a beer chaser. A cigar in one hand and a dart in the other hand. That's how you do it. The next thing I know, one of my brother-in-law's mates got into a fight with some dude and pushed him straight into my wife. She was on a bar stool and fell to the floor like a sack of shit. Like a sack of shit, she did. The next thing I know, my brother-in-law and his mates were getting ready to start a fight with this guy and whoever he was with. I was drunk as fuck and I was fucking fuming about my wife being knocked over by the guy getting pushed into her. I helped her off the floor, then decided to go get the guy who pushed the dude into her. I saw him in the middle of a group of wedding lads. I moved to the flank of the group as if it was a military operation and came in from the side in an explosion of rage. I grabbed the guy by the neck and took him to the floor. Him and some other groomsmen were punching me, but I didn't let go. The bouncers pulled me off of him and I grabbed a bottle from the bar and went at it again. Nice. That's tenacity. That's a never give up spirit. Once again, the bouncers pulled me back. Next thing I know, the music is off, the lights are on, and everyone is getting kicked out. My sister is going mental at her new husband about his deadbeat friends, and the police were called. I apologized to my sister and brother-in-law, and me and my wife just walked out of there, past the cops and went home. In summary, my sister's wedding was a great day until I got a really good drunken rage going and got us all kicked out of the bar we were in. And my brother-in-law definitely didn't get any action that night. It's real easy to fuck up weddings, trust me. I've fucked up a good few in my time. That was my forte. But thanks for the story. I appreciate it. I love all the stories that get sent in. That's it for tonight. Enjoy your fucking weekend and I'll see you the fuck later.